for snapping at my friend after he asked an inappropriate question about my short boyfriend. All right, here's the situation. I, 28 female, am 6'1", and I've been dating my boyfriend Jake, 30 male, for about 8 months. Jake is 5'4", which makes him quite a bit shorter than me, but honestly, I don't care. He's sweet, funny, and we have an amazing connection. I've never been hung up on height, but my friend Dave, 29 male, who is 6'4", seems to have a problem with it. At first, David made the usual jokes like, do you have to bend down to kiss him? Or does he need a booster seat when you go out to eat? I rolled my eyes, but I brushed it off because I thought it was just playful teasing. But as time went on, Dave's comments got more frequent and increasingly inappropriate. One night, we were all hanging out at a party. Out of nowhere, Dave asked me, so, do you ever feel like a giant? Is Jake your personal little action figure? Everyone stopped talking and I could feel Jake tense up next to me. He laughed it off, but I could tell it bothered him. I was furious but didn't say anything at the time. A week later, we were out for drinks with a larger group and Jake and I were having a great time until Dave decided to open his mouth again. He leaned over with a smirk and said, hey, how do you two handle things in the bedroom? Does he have to stand on a stool to get the good stuff? I felt my blood boil. This was not the first time he made this inappropriate comment, but this one crossed the line. I turned to him and snapped, what the hell is wrong with you? That's completely disrespectful and it's not funny. Dave looked taken aback and I continued, you act like this is some kind of joke, but it's just cruel. Jake is a great guy and your comments make you sound like an insecure jerk. The table went silent and Jake looked a bit shocked, but I could tell he appreciated me standing up for him. Afterward, Dave texted me saying I overreacted and that I embarrassed him in front of our friends. Claimed I was making a big deal out of nothing and that he was just trying to lighten up the mood. Some of our mutual friends think I could have handled it better, but others agree that Dave had it coming. So, am I the asshole for snapping at my friend after he asked an inappropriate question about my short boyfriend?
Am I the asshole for embarrassing a man? No. All right, wait. I'm such an asshole because that's not even what it say. That's not even what it say. Am I the asshole for embarrassing a man after he tried to embarrass me at a record fair? Still no. Still no. I, 21 female, am a classic rock fan. I've always loved the genre since I was younger, and my dad used to play me his old records from when he was a child. Some of my favorite bands and artists include Queen, Def Leppard, David Bowie, Whitesnake, Bon Jovi, Rainbow. You get the picture. 2 years ago, my dad bought me a turntable for Christmas and he gave me some of his old records to play. Then with my wages, I would set a little aside each month so I could go to a secondhand record store and buy a few records of my own. I think this is so cute. I don't know why, but I can't stop smiling. I think this is so fucking cute. Eventually, I had a fair-sized collection that I could call my own. I had a shelving rack as well as a cleaning kit and other accessories in the corner of my room dedicated to my vinyl collection. One thing that bothers me is that I love to wear band t-shirts. I know some people claim that there are rules that if you wear them, you have to name at least 3 songs. Is that really a rule? If you wear a t-shirt with a specific band on it, you have to name 3 songs from that band? Kiss my ass. Why do you care so fucking much about what the fuck I wear? Are you kidding me? That's not a thing. That cannot possibly be a fucking thing. And if it is, and you enforce that shit, you should be fucking embarrassed. Grow up. Honestly, I only wear the t-shirts of the bands that I listen to all the time. I have in the past had people come up to me and ask if I know 3 songs or if I'm aware that they're a band and not a fashion brand. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Over a fucking band. Not even a band. A fucking shirt. But if I was walking around with my Tiggo Bitties on display, y'all would call the police over a shirt. A fucking shirt. No, I cannot. Somebody send me some fucking band t-shirts. Somebody send me some because I want somebody to walk up to me and say something. I do. I want somebody to ask me. I do. Normally, I just correct them by either naming a few obscure songs or just ignoring them. I was looking at a collection of 70 singles when a man came up next to me. I had about 7 laid down on the table in front of me that the seller had handed me so that I could look through. At first, the man who approached me was just being a little annoying. He was saying things like, aren't you too young to know who Mark Bolan was? And shouldn't you just go home and stream them? Why does it fucking bother you? Aren't you too motherfucking old to be worrying about what the fuck I'm doing? Shouldn't you go the fuck home and deal with somebody else over there and leave me be? I ignored him like I usually do when someone makes these comments, but eventually they got more and more intense. He tried to drag the seller into it as well as other customers, but none of them were interested. He went through the singles that I had laid on the table and offered to buy them instead. That way they would actually be appreciated. Sir, why are you so fucking bothered by what the fuck a stranger is doing? Sir, this is not going to get you laid. You do know that. That's not going to get you Peter Weeder wet. I need you to go get some business. I eventually had enough. He went on to ask the seller what year it was that Mark Boland died, and promptly I said September 16th, 1977. The man glared at me and said that I must have Googled it. In my hands, I was holding 4 singles, not my phone. He proceeded to Google it and found out that I was right. He went red in the face and told me that I shouldn't have interrupted an adult conversation. First of all, fuck all the way off. Second of all, says the only motherfucker in the building acting like a child. You don't qualify for this adult conversation. It wasn't my intention to embarrass him, but the seller told me after the man had a short rant to himself and left that he knew that man, and it wasn't the first time he had done that to a younger person. That in fact, I was the first person to say anything in return, and that he was embarrassed he was proved wrong in front of other people. Am I the asshole for embarrassing this man? I feel like I am because that wasn't my intention, and I just had enough of his attempts to embarrass me. I absolutely don't think you're the asshole. I said you weren't the asshole. Who would have thunk it that I was going to be correct? But no, if bro would have minded his old ass fucking business, he would never have been embarrassed. He fucked around and found out. Y'all didn't meet up here. You didn't invite him to come and have a friendly music fucking debate. No, he came over to you and started interrupting your goddamn piece. No, hell no. If he would have shut the fuck up, none of this would have ever happened. Me, personally, because I'm an asshole by nature, I would make this place a permanent part of my routine. I would be in this building every fucking day reading the cover of every vinyl in the room because I want him to walk in and try to shit with somebody else so I can embarrass him. My goal in life is to make people uncomfortable that like to make people uncomfortable. Let me show you how it feels. That's weird, huh? You don't like that feeling? Maybe you should stop.
Imagine you're married to a very handsome man. He's also kind, he's funny, he's very successful, and he gets along with just about everybody. 5 years ago, you met through friends. You dated for 2 years, and after that, he proposed. One day he surprised you with a flight to Jamaica, and at first you thought it was just a romantic getaway, but it was actually your engagement party. After you land, he takes you to a romantic dinner, and that's where he proposes. And suddenly your entire family appears, and you think, could he be any more perfect? He flew your entire family to Jamaica, your best friends, and even your dog. Your family adores him. He insists on having a big lavish wedding. And for 7 months, you have 2 wedding planners. He insists that your entire life must be preparing the wedding. And he even insists that you quit your job, which you do. He gets promoted to a new job in a new city. Now that you're newlyweds, you know you have to go with him. Now you live in a 5-bedroom house, and he surprised you with a new car. But things start to change. He starts controlling you, to the point that he's even picking out your outfits and allowing you to wear makeup. Part 2 is up. Imagine you just got married to a very handsome man. He's successful and he bought you a new house, new car. Now that you're married, he's changed. Starts to control you, to the point that he's picking out your outfits and telling you that he's gonna let you wear makeup. He's even told you who you can and cannot be friends with. After weeks of this, you can't take this anymore. You ask him why he suddenly changed after getting married. This is when he tells you that now that he's made you quit your job, you are totally dependent on him. And because of this, you need to follow his simple rules. You have to ask him for permission to go out. Checks your phone every single night. He tells you exactly what to wear, and you can't be alone with any men. And this is when he says something you never thought he'd say. He tells you he expects you to be pregnant as soon as possible. Only then will you receive more privileges. For now, your only purpose is to get pregnant. Are you running or are you staying? Part 3 is up. Imagine you're married to a very controlling man. It's as if he flipped a switch. He's basically taken away all of your liberty, told you that if you want more freedom, you must get pregnant as soon as possible, and told you that that is your only purpose. But of course, he also expects you to be the perfect wife, cook and clean, look good only for him, and be completely financially and emotionally dependent on him. The baby making has become tedious. You almost feel forced. You're afraid that telling him you don't want a baby just yet will have consequences. After a month of trying, he's angry. You're still not pregnant. Now he's taken away your car, your credit cards, and even controls how often you speak to your family. You have two choices. Are you jumping on the next flight back home? Or will you stay? After all, you still love him. Are you a woman, or are you only his wife?